Peace, y'all. You already know it's Mr. Hood Love, Mikey B, man. Unfortunately, back at y'all with another one, you heard? The news, YouTube is all over. Feds just dropped another 30-man indictment on sex, money, murder. And, you know, a YouTuber, well-known YouTuber and activist from the Bronx, Hocus 4/5, was charged in that RICO case, man. It's nasty out here in these streets, man. R.I.P. B.I.G. You already know what it is, man. Got them B.I.G. joints on, you know. Yo, listen, these streets, man. I was just telling, we was just saying this, you know what I mean? We was just talking about how who gonna be next. Earlier we was just talking about, earlier today, the live we did on Tory Lanez. It's the same thing. These people don't care. The federal government, they don't care. They don't care about what you think is fair. They don't care about what you think is unfair. If they think you're doing something and they got you, and they think they got you, they coming for your head. And as you can see, they in an all-out war against gangs and all that gang activity in the streets, bro. That's what you see, man. But we're gonna get into this. Hocus 4/5 said, he's innocent, of all charges. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read y'all this case. Let y'all hear this case, right? I'll let y'all hear the case first. From Fox News, it says 30 alleged members, associates of sex, money, murder gang indicted in Georgia. Atlanta. Federal authorities have unsealed an 8-count indictment in the Southern District of Georgia, charging alleged members, charging 30 alleged members and associates of the violent street gang Sex Money Murder, SMM, with a range of crimes, including racketeering, conspiracy, murder in aid of racketeering, drug trafficking, and pandemic-related fraud. What we know, according to court documents, the SMM gang, a subset of the nationally known Bloods gang, used violence to enforce internal rules, including the murder of a 19-year-old member who tried to leave the organization. That tried to leave. Where am I at? I just lost my place. That tried to leave an organization, and another gang member was repeatedly stabbed in jail for alleged homosexual activity. The gang also operated sophisticated. Don't even listen no more. Sophisticated. Here we go. Where am I at? This computer's tripping right now. The gang also operated sophisticated drug trafficking operations, distributing methamphetamines, heroin, and cocaine throughout Savannah, Georgia. Area, and defrauded federal COVID-19 relief and unemployment benefits programs with intended losses exceeding $850,000. SMM's reach extended inside and outside the Georgia Department of Corrections, with several alleged crimes orchestrated from prison using contraband cell phones. 7 of the defendants are accused of directing violent and fraudulent activity while incarcerated. One of the most disturbing incidents detailed in court records occurred in February 2020 when a young member who had expressed a desire to leave the gang was lured into a car under the pretense of attending a meeting. He was later shot and killed in a rural area by fellow SMM members, allegedly in retaliation for accusing a senior member of misconduct. If convicted, the defendants face penalties ranging from up to 20 years to life in prison or death, depending on the charges, which include murder, racketeering, and wire fraud conspiracy. Salute to everybody pulling up. Stone to the bone, man. Dream chasers. Salute to everybody. Mike Velez. Why we do it to ourselves? We doing it to ourselves, man. We giving them every opportunity to lock ourselves up, man. Hocus 4/5 said he's innocent. We're gonna hear from him in a second. I'm gonna play some of his clip and we're gonna react to it. But it's like, what are we doing out here? What are we doing out here, man? You know what I mean? Like 30 man every couple of weeks, 30 here, 30 there. And yo, they attacking the YouTubers. The last two big conspiracies, one from the West Coast, now one from the East Coast and the South, involve YouTubers, right? Involve YouTubers. I'm gonna get back to that why that's so important later. It's something that Hocus said in his video that was important. That was very, very important, right? And I'm gonna show y'all what Hocus had to say, and then I'm gonna give y'all my reaction. I'll react to some of the stuff, some of the content during, but I'm gonna show y'all what Hocus had to say. Here go his Hocus.
Sex, money, murder, RICO indictment. A conspiracy indictment. No, this is real shit. I'm not even joking. Yesterday, I was picked up by the feds and charged in a sex, money, murder, RICO indictment. I'm laying down in the house, see sirens outside, and I hear, Hassan Harris, freeze! FBI! Like, I'm think I'm being pranked. Like, hold on, what? FBI? So they take me into custody. They didn't want to tell me my charges. I get there, and my lawyer shows me that I am charged in a RICO conspiracy based in Savannah, Georgia. The Southern District of Savannah, Georgia. Now listen, you see these black spaces? These are my co-defendants. And that's just me. Where the fuck are my co-defendants? They redacted the whole indictment. They redacted everything. Black, redact, black, redact. They redacted everything. Look at the indictment. I'm charged in a RICO conspiracy. Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna say this much, right? They got RICO conspiracy here, murder in the aid of racketeering, causing death through the use of a firearm, conspiracy to commit murder in the aid of racketeering, wire fraud conspiracy, and drug conspiracy. Now, out of all of this, right, as you can see in the indictment, they got wire fraud conspiracy, and that's what they charged me with, right? So they're saying that I committed wire fraud during the pandemic by getting unemployment and PPP loans. And I'm gonna say this: I maintain my innocence. Everything I do is by the book. I'm not in no conspiracy. I didn't conspire to do anything with anybody. I'm going to fight. Y'all missed to go to trial. Y'all know that. I'm going to trial and I'm going to fight. I do gang prevention and I do, get anti-gang violence. And that's my movement. And y'all know that. Y'all see it every day. It's like this is an ill attempt to like embarrass me or something, or to make me look like a hypocrite. All he's doing anti-gang violence, but throw me in a conspiracy with people that I don't even know from Savannah. I never been to Savannah, Georgia in my life. Number one. And I can't tell you one person I know right now from Savannah. I couldn't tell you. If you ask me, not one person. Just because, you know how they do. So in the beginning, it starts off with, in the 80s, 90s, sex, money, murder, and this, and they go into like the gang. It's like, yo, anything that got to do with them three letters, SMM, they want to throw me in there. And I'm telling y'all, I'm walking a straight line. I'm walking a fine line, a straight line. I do not commit crime. I do not commit crime. I don't. I go to work and I go home. And this is just really messed up. That now I gotta fight once again with the legal justice system as I'm walking a straight line and thrown into a conspiracy that have murders on it, that I have nothing to do with, people that I don't even know. It then don't even tell me who these people are. They just black out the whole indictment and then lets me go. Let's talk about that because I know y'all like to play with niggas' names out here. How did Hocus, get let go? I can hear the trolls now. How did Hocus get let go? And he's in an indictment with murders on it because Hocus ain't got nothing to do with nobody killing nobody. That's how. Hocus really didn't do nothing.
Yo, man, salute to everybody pulling up, man. Hit the like button on the way in, man. Share the live. Share the live. Check it out. All right. Yo, Harlem Legends, Sandbox Bully, what's up? Yo, Lewis, what up? Daniel, what's going on? Yo. So, y'all hearing what Hocus got to say about everything that's going on? From what I see, I don't know Hocus. I don't know Hocus personally. I have been on panels with Hocus. We have spoke to him when we locked in. He seems like he's on an up and up. I don't know. I'm not involved in the gang. I'm not into gang activity, so I don't even know if he's in or out. I don't know if he's telling the truth. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying he's in. I'm not saying he's out. I don't even know. But he seems like a good dude. He seems like he does a lot of good work in the community. But they don't care about that. He beat them. Let me tell y'all something. Almost every guy that I see that beat trial, they got vendetta. They came back. Preem got a reversal, came home. They came back and got him. They come back and get people all the time. John Gotti kept beating them. They came back and got him. They came back and got him. And they came back and got him until they got him and he died in prison. You know what I mean? Once they got their claws into you and once they feel you beat them, sometimes you got to really watch out. You know what I'm saying? You got to really watch out now when you go in there and you go to trial and you win. Because they feel whatever evidence they have, whatever CIs or whatever's going on, they feel that you really did this thing. You know what I'm saying? From what I believe. I mean, in most cases, sometimes I think they railroad people, but they really feel like, yo, you did this, we got you. You know what I mean? They might feel that, or they might got information or somebody lying or whatever. So they got vendettas. They got vendettas. He beat them. He come up here on the internet and he talks about beating them. You know what I mean? He talks about beating them. Yo, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start that, Luis. But like Luis said, I'm just being honest. These they not playing right now. They on cleanup time, and it's something important that Hocus just said that I hope is not going over your head. I think it's going over his head, but it's not going over mine. And let me tell y'all something. The first person I seen post this, I seen 050 the movement post this first. I seen Zip post it with his own perspective. I seen Harlem Legend post it with his own perspective. I seen 050 the movement. They just posted what he said. They just posted his, his content. He's reposted it. Harlem, he gave a spill. Zip gave a spill. I'm seeing other bro. I think OGTV. I think I seen him give a different type of spill. If I had the same information, I would not come up here and do this. I would not come and talk to y'all with the same information. I have a unique perspective. My perspective is unique, and that's why I'm coming to give y'all this. And I haven't seen anybody speak on what I'm about to tell y'all. So this is very important for y'all to understand. They let Hocus free. They let him go. Right? They let him go. Right? You know why they let him go? All right. Usually in these RICO cases, dudes can't get no bails. If you do get a bail, it's $1 million, $2 million. It's some extraordinary numbers where you like, I can never get, I'm gonna have to save for like the next 10 to 20 years to get this bail. Like, wait a minute. Like, a lottery, you gotta play the lotto, you gotta play the lotto to make your bail. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cases, you know why they let Hocus for a fifth go? And I haven't heard anybody say this. They let Hocus for a fifth go so he can come back and put it on the internet and it can go viral so everybody can know that they not playing. That's why they let Hocus go. They know he a YouTuber. They watch him like they watch everybody and everything else. Like they was watching the 60s Big U and all of them on the West Coast. Loose Cannon and Brick Baby, they was watching them too and using the information and getting stuff and using stuff. They know he was gonna come back to the internet, tell this story. Everybody was gonna pick up on it. We was gonna, once we seen the indictment, we might have picked up on it anyway. But being that he's a YouTuber and he's kind of a big YouTuber, he's well known. He's kind of a well-known YouTuber. Hocus for Fifth got a big name. Everybody really know Hocus for Fifth. He was rapping, he was making music. Hocus for Fifth is lit. Homie is kind of lit. People know him. He had the celebrity boxing thing going on. They knew he was gonna come back out here and talk about it and let people know they not playing. This is what I be coming up here and tell y'all every day because I don't want to see y'all going to prison. I want to see y'all out here with your families living good lives, changing your lives. But this is what, that's why they released him. Go tell a tale. What movie is that? It's a movie where I forgot which movie it was. He killed everybody, but he left one person so that dude can go back and tell a tale of what happened. He didn't want to massacre everybody. He left one person go back and tell a tale of what happened. They say they let him go because he's a YouTuber. He's vocal. He's vocal and he shares with his audience. He shares his trials and tribulations with his audience. They smart. They not no dummies. How you think they locking up everybody? They smart. They ain't stupid. Go let them know we coming. They out here playing. Go up there on the internet and let them know we coming. Let them know we coming. If it's weak, the case is weak. If the case is whatever, they threw him in there. He said he never been to Savannah, Georgia. A lot of them dudes is locked up. They talking about dudes that's locked up in prison. That they, doing whatever they doing from behind the wall. They talking about cell phones is involved in the case. Homie said he don't know them. He ain't been down there. He don't know them dudes. He don't know nobody in Savannah, Georgia. But they feel like whatever evidence they might have that he has an affiliation, that he still has a connection to Sex Money Murder. And that he has a status inside of Sex Money Murder. This is what they feel. This is how they looking. He has an affiliation, he has association. This is what's going on, bro. We gotta watch who we talking to. We gotta watch what's going on around us. Let me tell you something. I talk to different people. I was doing a lot of work out here, right? When stuff start getting weird, I get going. Once it gets weird, like, hold up, what are we talking about? Oh, nah, I don't know anything about. I'm off this, and I'm going to tell a family member. I'm going to talk to my wife, one of my other family members, one of my real friends. That's not involved. I'm like, yo, listen, I was talking to such and such, and he said some weird shit. Like, what is these dudes? What's going on out here? I stay away. I don't want to get connected to people. I don't want to get connected to certain things. I try to be real clear in my movements, real clear in my words up here on this internet. I try to be real clear with a lot of the stuff, a lot of stuff that they're going on. And, a lot of us that changed our lives and we not no longer in the game, we can't have one foot in that game and one foot out. A lot of people is riding the fence. At one time in my life, I rode the fence. Just being honest, when I was a kid, when I came home from prison, I had a job, but I was still on bullshit time. Just being honest, I wasn't really how I am now. How I was straight. I was straight. You can't ride that. You can't. You gotta. What they say? You can't serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? You can't serve two masters, and the federal government is not going to allow it. The federal government is not going to allow it, bro. And I have seen this mess up other organizations where they get guys, you know, and I'm trying to be real clear with how I say this. Where they get guys that were from the streets to talk to people from the streets as credible messengers. But these guys is faking it. These guys is not really on it, and that's gonna be a tarnish. That's gonna tarnish your organization at some point. So when you go to this stuff, you got to be all in. You can't play. You got to be very consistent. You got to be very consistent, bro. Because especially when you're working for nonprofit organizations, if you getting paid by the government. That's those nonprofit organizations. If they're funded by the federal government. They put that in there. They put that in there. These organizations. So if they see you playing loose, or they got CIs or whatever lying and saying you out here doing something other than the work you're supposed to be doing for the community, then they're gonna hold you to account. They're gonna hold you to account. And they're gonna be on your body. Especially when you got a history like Hocus 4/5, a history like myself. I ain't an idiot. When you got a certain history, they're gonna want to watch you and make sure you made this clear cut. You made this clear cut change, and you not just fronting. You're not stunting out here. You know what I mean? You're not fronting, because a lot of people are. You're not a working man. You still on nonsense time. So we gotta really be firm in our stance. We gotta be firm in our stance. And we can make it out here, man. You can make it out here with not doing no crime. You can make it. You can get money. You can do real things. It might be a little harder because you black, or whatever you consider yourself. But you can still make it, man. You can still do it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a little harder. We know we deal with systematic oppression, but we in America. If you don't want to deal with what's going on here, then you can go to another country. You know what I mean? It's countries that you can migrate to right now if you don't like it in America, and see if you do a better job. You can get citizenship in other countries. But let's get back to that. Your red light, green light. Peace, peace, peace. Let's get back to Hocus.
I maintain my innocence. I ain't going to trial. I didn't conspire. I didn't do no fraud. I did not do no fraud. I do everything by the book with me. It's textbook. Like, yo, for real. So here go my if y'all want to stop it, the video and see it. I was let out on an unsecured bond of $25,000, which means it's a signature bond, which means I didn't have to pay it. Why they let me go? I don't know. They let me go because I ain't do nothing. So they locked me up and they throw me in a conspiracy. So right now, I'm fighting a RICO. Well, I'm actually fighting the wire fraud charges, but thrown in a RICO conspiracy. And this is public information. It's gonna come out anyway. So I'm putting it out there first because I don't want y'all to think I'm some hypocrite, right? My voice is my only weapon. I don't want y'all to think I'm some hypocrite, really involved in some gang activity, but I'm doing anti-gang shit over here. You know what I mean? I'm doing gang prevention over here. I do not gangbang. I don't. Everybody know this. I'm not in contact with gang members talking gang shit. I'm not. I'm not texting. I'm not in no gang politics. I go to work and I go home. We are watching modern day. This is modern day with the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover and them did the Black Panthers and people like Fred Hampton. It's happening right now in our face. Y'all are witnessing it. Y'all see what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all, and I promise y'all, I am not a hypocrite. I am not involved in any gang activity. And I'm not saying this so to So they could think that I'm trying to play it over. They could think that I'm innocent. I don't do it. And they know it. They know it because if they investigate me, they know everything that I do. Y'all got my phone taps. Y'all know everything. Y'all see the positive. Y'all see the meetings I have with my team and how we want to make a change and the plans that we implement and doing and the nonprofit I just started. And y'all see what I'm doing. It had nothing to do with any gang violence, anything gang activity at all. But you throw me in a RICO with people that I don't know in Savannah, Georgia, just because I live in Georgia? I'm telling y'all, I'm innocent. Like, just because the feds charge you with something, don't think that maybe he did something. No, I didn't do nothing. I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing. I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing. Anyway, man, I'm off this. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop doing my roll calls. I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, man. It's nasty out here, man. Official prison talk in the building, man. Salute to my brother Joey P, the sis Maya, aka Damn Homie, and the elder. You know what I mean? The big bro. You know what I mean? Free Jay Burton always, man. Free Jay Burton, man. Salute to y'all, man. Lucian, what up? So y'all see what Hocus 4/5 is saying, man. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you why this is really, really nasty. He's an activist, right? Big U was running a activist. I'm telling y'all gonna mess up. Y'all listen, man. Because I don't want to be, I want to use the correct words, man. Words is very important, man. We need elders and we need real OGs that have respect in our communities to come back and talk to the youth. They're gonna listen to people that been through what they've been through. I was able to reach a lot of kids, a lot of people coming home because they know that I walked their path. You see what I'm saying? They know I was in their position. I was once like them. So there is a lot of room in credible messaging for people like myself that worked in that, in that sphere in nonprofit organizations. You know what I mean? It's a lot of guys in prison coming home and they working for these nonprofit organizations all over the nation, right? But don't for one, if you in a position of make sure these guys is on the straight and narrow. If they still got that stuff with them, leave them where they at. All right, you still want to do that? Go over there and do that. You can't do this and do that. You see what I'm saying? You can't do both. You can't serve two masters, bro. The organization that I worked for was called Peace. What would it look like if I was still a part of the gang and supporting violence in the streets? I worked for the organization I worked for was called Peace. What would it have looked like? What would that have, what would that image be? And then it kills the credibility when people get arrested for gang stuff or like he said, what are y'all trying to do? Kill my credibility? Yeah, they trying to kill your credibility. Yeah, they trying to say that you not a fit. Yeah, Hocus 4/5. That's what they telling you. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta prove it now. But yeah, they're telling you that. And they telling Big U the same thing. They telling Big U the same thing. And I'm not saying he's guilty or he's innocent. What I am saying though is that they're saying that y'all guys is not on the up and up. Dudes gotta be on the up and up. Dudes gotta be more clear in their movements. Because you could mess up checks and you could mess up, the place and the food for other people that are really legitimate, that's really changing their lives and coming out here in the street and need these jobs, and they're gonna stop giving it to brothers like that, bro. They're gonna stop giving those jobs to guys like that, bro. They're gonna stop it. If these guys, y'all gotta stop getting caught up with all this stuff, bro. And I'm not saying, it's Hocus' fault because he didn't charge himself. He was charged by the feds. But take this as a lesson, bro. You in these positions and y'all working. Takes Hocus 4/5 Big U as a lesson, bro. You know what I mean? They're gonna come. They're gonna come hypocrite. They say the hypocrite, he's gonna be judged the worst. Don't just keep that stuff away from these organizations, man. Keep that stuff away from that, man. If you're gonna go in there and you're gonna use your life, but you can't be, one day you in there helping the youth, and then at night you pushing the button. At night you know you doing other stuff. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And I'm not saying, like I said, this is not at Hocus 4/5. This is the whole, this is the whole hood in general that I'm speaking to now. You see what I'm saying? It's the whole hood in general, bro. When I came to the internet, I tried to come, I was working. Like I said, I was working as a case manager. So, my spill here, my communication, my conversation here couldn't been one of, I told y'all stories of my life so y'all can, do better for yourself and maybe use my story so you won't make the same bad decisions that I made in my life, and you can have a better life without prison and without loss of life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I came and gave y'all our stories, me, Moshe, and KK. You know what I mean? We all had the similar goal of doing, and we did that. And we did that. We squashed some beefs. Um, you know, we shed some tears. Guys made amends. Things. This is what we supposed. This is the work that we supposed to be doing. This is as elders, as OGs, as dudes. We supposed to be the ones that's helping the hood heal. We are the ones that are supposed to be leading these kids out of destruction, not sitting back and fronting like, come on, yo. Can't serve two masters, Corvus. I'm just being honest. You can't serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to be real clear about that. You know what I mean? I left that I left that in prison. I've been everybody know that in what, no matter how you feel, I got faded, I fell back. No matter what you feel, you know what I mean. I was left in prison. You all right? Right. Yeah, you gotta Flea Fox, what up? Yeah, you're right. You gotta denounce it. You gotta denounce it. Once you change, you have to denounce it. And you can still work for and support your peoples. There's nothing wrong with working for and support your peoples and doing the right thing. But you gotta be clear. You have to be very clear and vocal about that change, you know? Um, but the federal government is not playing, man. They ain't playing with nobody. They're not playing with none of us. You know what I mean? They're not playing with nobody, bro. And they showing you that now. Smitty was just saying, "Who's next? Who's next?" A couple months ago, if you go to a lot going on TV, he was like, "Who's gonna get the next indictment?" They ain't playing. You think this is the last of the indictments? There's more indictments coming. He said something else too. Hold on. Let's get to the end of his video. Hold on. He said something else here.
Help me out. I'm not gonna stop doing anti-gang violence. I just ask for that support back from the people because, I need y'all to rally behind me. I need it. Like y'all see what I'm up against, and we know the real reason why. You know, someone like me is being attacked. It's the positive stuff that I'm doing. And I got one more thing before I go. It's just I gotta say it. How ironic and just how odd is it that it's just one guy that everybody's beef with ends up with a RICO or inside of a RICO. Just one guy that everybody beef with. Y'all know who he is. Now Hocus got a RICO. Salute, man.
Do not get new now on your house. Now he's talking about Whack 100. Hocus 4/5 had a big thing up here with Whack 100. They was going back and forth for a while, right? Big U was beefing with Whack 100. A lot of guys got into stuff with Whack 100, and they saying, he did bad. Now all of a sudden, Hocus for a fifth, another one of wax internet arguments, because it's an internet argument. Yo, retired troll, salute. Yo, it's an internet argument. There's nothing going down. There's nothing happening to nobody. You know, from what I see, I don't know. Two dudes, one is on the West Coast, one is on the East Coast, arguing on the internet. Right? But he's in a Rico. He's in a Rico in Savannah, Georgia. Yo, it's nasty work out here, man. It's nasty out here, man. You gotta be on point out here in these streets right now, man. These streets is on fire, bro. They're not playing. They're not playing with nobody, bro. Them feds, bro. They're not playing with nobody, bro. They ain't play with John Gotti. They ain't play with the mob, and they ain't playing now with these gangs. They not playing, bro. Trumped up charges, whatever you want to call them. They don't care, bro. We giving you the opportunity to come out here in America, to make money, to get a job, and to do what's right. You don't, we is getting rid of you. We got a place for you. We have a place for you. Get with the program, or we gonna lock you up and throw away the key. And if the first time that one ain't work, we gonna do it again. We gonna try it again. We gonna watch you, try to get something else on you, and we'll get you next time. Don't worry about it, guys. We'll get them next time. They're not playing. They're not playing with nobody out here. I'm out the way. That's why I move. I'm out the way, you heard? Regular working Joe. Good morning. How you doing? Regular guy. No fake gangster shit over here, bro. Not me, bro. I left that in prison. When I walked them 25 years down, I left that in prison with them 25 years, you heard? I left all that. Keep all this jail stuff. Keep keep the gang, keep all of that. See you. I'm going out here to live. I'm going out here to live. B Jizzle, 5'9", salute. I'm just saying. And let me tell you something. For you guys that's in the gangs, y'all talking about that stuff on the internet, y'all coming up here, dropping your ops or whatever y'all do now, however y'all do it, dropping ops and doing all that kind of stuff, bro. All you doing is making it, when they come, all you doing is making it easy. Cut and dry case. Because now, affiliated, if you, the clipping, the article that I showed y'all, they said affiliations. They didn't say all sex, money, murder members. See, this is where you got to understand words. Hold on, man. Let me get this back. This is why you got to understand the use of words. I try to show y'all. Check it out. Check it out. Tato Mills. I got to put 2025 when I put this in, right? Check it out. I got to put 2025 when I search this. Check it out. Look at the words. Understand what you're seeing. Understand, what is this? This ain't. Look. Alleged members and associates. They not, you don't have to be a member. Look, I'm giving you the game. I'm showing you, you heard? 30 alleged members, associates of sex money murder gang indicted in Georgia. So you don't gotta be a member You are socializing. You are You an associate of sex, money, murder. Nah, he not a member, but he runs with the sex, money, murder gang. Bro, it's nasty out here. It's nasty out here, yo. Y'all better, I would say, get a job, change your life, right? There's nothing wrong with having, having love for your friends, having love for your community and your peoples. But once you start destroying yourself, 19-year-old kids is coming up dead. Obviously, somebody's talking. Obviously, somebody's telling. Obviously, somebody's telling. Yo, just Eric, salute. Obviously, somebody's telling. Because I don't know how the police know how a kid get found somewhere in the bushes, and they know he was called over here for this person. These people killed him. I don't know how they know all that, but I do know people tell all day, every day, right? I do know that. I do know the gangs are already infiltrated by CIs. And we already know that. We know that's the facts. That ain't nothing I'm making up. That's just the fact. That's just the truth, bro. So if this is not like enough, so if this is not enough to show you to get your act together because they coming. And let me tell you something. It's not if they coming for your gang. It's when they coming for your gang. It's not if they're gonna come. You get big enough, you get bad enough, they catch your scent. They catch your scent because 19-year-old kids is dying, people's getting stabbed up in prison, and all this stuff is making it to them. Then they're gonna come. They're gonna clean you up. It might be a state RICO, it might be a state conspiracy case, but they're gonna come, and they're coming, and we see them. All these guys we knowing, and let me tell you something. Hocus talked about, and this is something I told y'all before in the past. Hocus talked about why every time Whack argues with somebody, somebody gets indicted, right? He's another guy indicted now with a RICO. Let me tell y'all something, bro. And I'm only saying, and let me tell you, I seen this on the internet. I don't know no other information from what I see people say on the internet. So I'm just saying what I've seen on the internet. That's it. Every time these guys get these RICO cases and girls, they had wars, internal problems, set on set beef, and they come get them. Every time, if you think about all of these indictments, they had internal beefs. They had internal beefs. Some knockdowns we done heard about, innocent women and teachers getting killed in Long Island. All of these cases, dudes was beefing with each other. Put one in the chat if I'm telling the truth, if I'm being honest. Put a two if I'm lying. All of these RICOs came during internal beefs. Put a one if I'm telling the truth. Put a two if I'm lying. I'm being honest. Put a one if I'm telling the truth. We just seen R.I.P. the Jungle. R.I.P. the Jungle. Right? After Jungle passed away, what did we see on the internet? I'm gonna let y'all say it. After Jungle passed away, what did we see on the internet? Just being honest. I don't know those people. I don't know none of them. But what did we see on the internet when Jungle passed? Power struggle. People coming to the internet, blurting out businesses, blurting out their business, saying this side and that side. It's this beef with that beef. once the federal government hears that on the internet, they know what's coming next. Next comes what? Gunfire. Just being honest. This is what I'm telling you what is a fact of what we see and what's going on in these communities, bro. Once these beefs start, these internal, it's a power vacuum. Almost every gang, once they take the leader, I told y'all this. Organizations, it's a power vacuum. It becomes a war for power. And we see it play out in real time on the internet. They come right to the internet and tell everything. Yeah, he don't got that, he got this. They beefing with them. How we know that? I don't know none of them. I seen it on the TV. you come right to TV, I go right to the TV. Oh, they wildin'. Oh, what? Oh, man, I didn't even know that. Same sets getting indicted because there's so many people part of the set. I seen the same sets get indicted every 3 or 4 years. Are y'all not understanding what's going on? Are y'all not seeing it? Yo, Run Truth, salute. Caesar, what up? John Paul, what up? Yo, salute to everybody in the building, man. But this is nasty work, man. And let me tell you something. The federal government, your respect is everything. What up? They not playing. And they doing, let me tell you something. We all got they doing their jobs. The federal government is doing their job. Their job is to investigate gangs, and that's their job. Y'all ain't doing your jobs. Y'all ain't doing what y'all supposed to be doing. Y'all need to just get out the way, like I did. Get a job. Get a job. Before they throw you in there, you know you can't do no time. You're gonna tell on everybody, and that's gonna be another thing. You heard? Yo, D-Time, what up, man? Salute, man. They is on the hunt. They them. Listen, that's the Cowboys, you heard? I, you said your other phone? That's the Cowboys. I'm about to slide, Smitty. A lot going on TV in the building. I'm about to slide. A lot going on in TV in the building. Yo, listen. Yo, them Cowboys? Them Cowboys don't give a fuck. Yo, listen. Yeah, next one. Yo, listen, them Cowboys don't care about what you think, what Mikey B is saying. They don't care about none of this shit, you heard? Them Cowboys do not give a fuck, you heard? I, mean, I, just, I just gotta be, I'm being honest, you heard? They don't care. Fans don't care about you, how you feel marching, civil rights. They don't care about none of that, bro. We gave you in America, you got the opportunity to get rich, to get money, to live a great life here. If not, we gonna come and lock you up and throw away the key. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're gonna tell on all your friends, your homies, your homeboys or whatever, you're gonna tell on your gang. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tell on everybody that you know you working with us now. You on our team. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let you live now because you're on our team. You get on their team. If you get down with them, you good. You know what I mean? It gets your immunity. Yo, Abdul, what up? Get you some immunity. Come over here and talk to us. Tell us everything you ever did in your life. Every crime you ever committed. Everything you know about. Tell us we want to know everything. You gotta spill your guts. And if you lying, they're gonna smoke you. Now you're gonna be in jail as a rat. So if you lie about stuff that you did, then they're gonna smoke you anyway. John, let them know, John. That's what it is. They don't care. They don't care. But guess what? I guess the dudes in the gangs, they don't care. In the streets, they don't care. We cared. I ain't gonna lie. We cared. Nobody don't care no more. They put everything on the internet. Everything, all the stuff they doing is on the internet. Anything they doing, who they got beef with. I'm right here, right now. Where you at? You know what I'm saying? It's wild. It's wild. The streets is crazy. I keep telling y'all, the 90s was more violent. Now is more crazy. Because you going to jail. You going to jail now. You got a 90, the way the cameras between the CIs and the cameras. Just Eric said, I did jaywalk one time. Gotta tell them everything, you heard? They found out you lying, you're done. Between the cameras and the CIs, Crime Stoppers, just people, just good Samaritans, good citizens, it's over. Everybody's telling, nobody want to go up in there. No, you don't care. Listen, if you gang banging and you doing this stuff, you out here knocking people down and doing whatever you doing, you don't care about your family. You don't. Why should they care? Why the feds gonna care about your family when you don't? When I was out there committing crimes, when I was acting like a idiot when I was a kid, I thought I cared about my family. I didn't care about my family. I didn't love my family. I didn't do that. Put myself in harm's way, acting stupid every day. I didn't care about my family. I thought I did at that time. But as a mature man with sense now, I got sense now. I understand that I didn't know. I didn't care. I didn't care because I didn't care about myself. I didn't know how to love myself. How you if you can't love yourself, how you know how to love your family? How could you love something? How could you love somewhere else? You don't even love yourself. I didn't love myself. I did everything possible to get killed when I was a kid, or to or to go to prison for the rest of my life. I didn't care about shit when I was young. I was dumb as hell. I was dumb as hell. And that's the story that I tell to the kids. How to love themselves, the things that I didn't get, the information that I didn't get. That's the stuff that I give to kids. That's what I tell to the youth when I talk to youth. I don't talk to 8-year-olds, 7, 9. You know, I have different spills for different age groups. 15. But how you love yourself? Not a, not a feds don't love. Not a the not a feds don't love your family. You don't even love your family. You don't love your family. You out here wilding. You out here wilding. Yo, I'm right here right now. Where y'all at? Come out here. Oh, well, I'm right here on 12th Street. I'm here right now. Where y'all at? How you love your family? How you love your life? How you supposed to be like, yo, listen. You tell them you on 12th. You really supposed to be You telling them, yo, I'm on 12th Street in Manhattan. I'm in Florida on 12th Street. I'm in Florida on 12th Street. You don't know where I'm at. That's what a person that love themselves they're gonna do. They're not gonna put themselves in the midst of danger where they can lose their life or their freedom. You don't care about shit. Innocent bystander. You don't care about the community. Shooting innocent grandmothers. You don't care about nothing. Innocent kids. You don't give nobody no pass. You don't give nobody no. We gave out passes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We gave out passes, bro. We let people ride. Nah, let them go. Let them go. They really taking that demon shit and like embodying that shit, bro. Yeah, I already know Dream Chaser, you heard? Dream Chaser, it already started. It already started in the 315, you heard? They wilding already. Right, John, you right. You right. Young kids, you right. That's true. That's true, man. But I ain't want to keep y'all all night, man. Um, I hope everything works out for Hocus 4/5 in his case. Um, I hope he proves his innocence. Um, I hope he proves his innocence. You know what I mean? Yo, City Bama, what up? Yo, ABG, FBA, what up? What's going on? Salute. I really hope Hocus 4/5 proves his innocence. Um, but we have to do better, and we have to be smarter. We have to be smarter because homie got a big name. Homie got a big name, and and if they feel like, and if they feel like you still have that influence and you still a part of the gang, then this is what they're gonna do. Or if they feel like they just want to get you out the way, you're not a part of the gang. You just associated. You still got power in the gang. If they see you still exerting power in the streets, if they see you exerting power in the streets, because homie really Hocus has a powerful voice, and they don't want black. The FBI was created to stop black leadership. The CIA, the FBI was created to stop. What he said, the next Messiah. Homie got a strong voice. Hocus 4/5 got a strong voice, and he been using it, doing his roll calls, getting people to move around. They see he moving the crowd. They see he's out here moving the crowd. So if this is a way they can get him out the picture, a strong black voice out the picture, then they're gonna do that. Contact is a lot, John. If you come, I mean, contact doesn't prove. It just depends on the content of what you're saying, what's going on, and what you're saying. You saying the wrong stuff, then you saying the wrong stuff, then they're gonna be on your body. You moving wrong, they're gonna be on your body. Um, I'll be telling you, man, the only thing that can save you out here is proper movement. Guns don't save you, bro. I had a gun on me when I got shot up. Just being honest. Got caught with the gun right, not too long after. Guns don't save you. None of that stuff don't save you. You move right, that's what will save you. Killers get killed every day. They killing killers out here all the time. Look at King Vaughn. Look what they said. I don't know if it's true. Look what they said about King Vaughn. How many he got killed. The killers get killed every day, bro. Killers get killed every day, bro. The only thing that can save you is moving right. The only thing that's gonna keep you free is moving right and living right. Tavon Miller, you done know. Rise up, merchant. Blessings. His Majesty. Jah Rastafari Selassie the first. Them dudes is, yo, when you come up here on the internet and you say like, and you affiliated and you saying certain stuff and you doing certain stuff, you throwing up signs and you saying all your gang sayings and you saying all that stuff, you just come up here with that and you do that and that's your life. You are saying, you giving them like years and years of footage of you being a part of that gang. They are gonna use, they believe you. And they are gonna use all that stuff against you. They're gonna line everybody up, they're gonna have all your posts, they're gonna have all the pictures, they're gonna have all that stuff. The stuff you thought you deleted, nah, he wildin'. Tell him to delete that. They got that. The little homie, he was wilding. He said all that crazy shit. Yeah, they got that too. You heard? They got that. You thought he deleted it? Nah, you can't delete everything. It's there. You heard? They got it. Yo, it's nasty out here, man. We gotta move right. You heard? You gotta move right. You heard? Word up. Where's Scheme at, right? On the internet forever. On the internet forever. You know what I mean? So we gotta move right. We gotta just make right decisions, man. Let's live right, man. And one more thing before I go, man. I'm gonna probably keep you up for another 10 minutes or so. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't sit well with me when I was in prison because when you mature after living the life that I lived as a kid, and a lot of my adulthood, just being honest, just living the life that I lived, it's like, yo, I'm serving this time for doing things for harming people in my community. I give my life up. Now I'm just doing my life for that. That didn't sit well with me. That did not sit well with me. When I learned my history, I learned about myself. Serving that time, after I served my time, I changed my life, I changed my acts, I changed myself. It did not sit well with me. Buck salute. That didn't sit well with me. And I hope y'all get those moments of clarity as well. That's a moment of clarity. Like, damn, I'm in here for knocking down some childhood friends of mine or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That ain't sit well with me. When you look at, what we've been through as a people, as a community in America, how we doing each other filthy. As a kid, I was immature and I just followed the streets. I followed the leader. I followed the streets and got in where I fit in, like a lot of these kids is doing now. Right? Same thing. Same thing. But when I grew and I matured and I learned about myself and I started loving myself and my family and my peoples, that ain't sit well with me, bro. You know? Especially when I was starting stuff. It wasn't me just being in the defense of my family. Because don't get me wrong, if in defense of my family, if I'm here and something, you run down and I gotta defend my family, then I'm gonna defend my family. But other than cases like that, with me starting stuff and just being in the gang or just acting stupid in the hood, like everybody should have, should protect, can defend themselves and protect themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, in the defense of my family, I'm gonna defend my family. That's a no, that's hands down, I'm gonna do that at all costs for no matter what that takes, no matter what comes with that. I'm gonna defend myself and my family and our lives. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you don't gotta worry about me, bro. I'm not destroying no communities. I'm not looking to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm off that, bro. And that's nobody. That's black, white, or other. You know what I mean? You catch me somewhere, if you met me, if you see me somewhere, I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. I open doors for women. I carry bags for old folks. You know what I mean? I'm a gentleman. And that's how I live it. I do good by people. That's what I do. I do right by people, you heard? What I didn't do as a youth. And that's why, I got a good life. I'm blessed now. I believe, you know what I mean? I believe I'm blessed. I'm out here now because that's how I live my life, bro. I'm a good dude. You can't really find nobody to say, yo, son is a sucker. He did some especially not no violence, not no, not no nothing like that. Not involved in none of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Not involved in politics. Not yo, Bella, yo, what up? Salute. You already know. Like, even since I've been home, dudes try to reach out to me on some. I swear if anything, if you talking any gang shit to me, I'm off that. You ain't gonna hear from me. I ain't affiliated, you know what I'm saying? That's over for me. That ride is over. You know what I mean? That ride been over. I left that ride in prison. Do I still love my peoples? Of course, I love my peoples. Unapologetically, I love my peoples. Love my brothers, I love my sisters. You know what I mean? And when I say peoples, and I don't only mean like just black people. I love my peoples. I love people that do right by people. You know what I mean? I got white people I love. You know what I mean? That I done worked with, that I see as good people that deserve that kind of love and respect from me. You know what I'm talking about? Just being honest. Um, but yeah, bro, we gotta just do right by our peoples. We gotta do right by ourselves, man. At some point, hopefully it doesn't take loss of life. It doesn't take harming yourself or harming somebody in your family or your mother. You have to do 20, 30 years for you to understand that because you have your Frankie Boo salute. Because you have brothers like myself that endured, that been through that shit, and hopefully you can learn. If you don't learn nothing else, you can learn that you don't want that. Look what Tory Lanez just experienced in prison for supposedly, allegedly shooting Megan Thee Stallion. He almost got killed. He almost ain't make it out. That was almost a life sentence. That little 10 years for Tory Lanez almost turned into a life sentence because he almost lost his life. On what is he in 5 years now? What is it? What is it? How many years has he been in? Three years? He almost served his whole prison time in 3 years. He almost did life. He almost did life. Nah, practicing righteousness is definitely not soft. Yeah, that drill did. That was almost a life sentence, you heard? That was almost a life sentence for Tory Lanez, man. Hopefully, it's hard though. It's nasty out here, man. They got us they got us manipulated. We totally indoctrinated in these communities. And then we got, half-ass dudes coming back, half-ass leaders, fake OGs coming back, still on bullshit. A lot of dudes are still on bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about, keep that amongst you. You bringing that shit to the kids and the youth and everybody else, bro. Keep that shit with you. Keep that over there. Keep that with you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I said, I didn't want to keep y'all forever, man. But I just thought I had to say that. You know what I mean? You don't want to, get your moment of clarity with 20 to life. You got 10 years in, and then you realize you start studying. You get around the old timers, the OGs in prison. They give you the books. They give you the knowledge. Now you got the knowledge. See, that's why we got to start giving them the knowledge in the streets. That's what we try to do when we locked in. And, we try to do it a couple of these channels to make sure they getting the information to empower themselves to win in the situation that they in now, to come out of the situation that they in now. You know what I mean? But, sometimes, dude, here you talking knowledge. Old goofy dude be up there talking some buster stuff on the internet. I ain't trying to hear that. Son is a goofy. Son is a bozo. That's how they look at. That's how they look at dudes that be trying to talk to him sometimes. You heard? Who's that old ass lame? Who he got a hood love hat? Who's that? Son, he don't got Gucci on. Son is a brokey. They was in the chat talking that the other day. Son is a brokey. Them glasses is cheap. I don't care about none of that. You heard? I know what a good life is. You know what I'm saying? A good life is not always expensive. You heard? Yo, my grandparents, you know what I mean? They was like, yo, they live great lives, and they ain't have no designer. They had their wedding rings. They ain't have no jewels, no ice, no big chains. They all had a bunch of houses. Yeah, they had vehicles. You know what I'm saying? And they took care of their families, bro. They never had no. They never had none of that. You heard? They never had. They never had none of that. I try to always now the elder the OG that I am. I try to always think about that. Like I try to always think about they was going on trips to Aruba, different things, but they live good lives, and they the things that we got they don't even have. They didn't even think about. They didn't even think about no Versace shades. They wasn't hood love hat. They wasn't thinking about none of that. My grandpops, yo, he had some church clothes, he had some slacks. Other than that, yo, bro, like most of my life, I probably seen my grandfather in like 3 outfits. My grandpops like had like 3 outfits, you heard? We loved him. We didn't think nothing of it. The community loved him. Everybody respected him. You know what I'm saying? We didn't think nothing of it, you heard? He had some slacks. He had like some military like Dickies. My grandpops had like Dickies. He had them on every day, going to work clothes every day. Yeah, every day. Unless he was going to church or he was doing something else. Then he had like he'd clean up. He had his little suit. But Dick, every day you seen him with the same thing on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time you see me, I got the same stuff on now. I don't care if I'm working. If I'm working, I got the same stuff on. I don't care. It's clean. I don't care about none of that. I might step out and some different stuff and put something on, but I don't live a life. Let me tell you something. Trying to live out your means. Most people that's wearing this designer, it's either fake, they got it in an illegal way because it's outside of their means, or they living above their means and they'll be broke soon. They'll be trying to keep up with the Joneses, get the get the get the new pair of Gucci's every time they come out. They come out with that stuff. They come out with that stuff all the time. Balenci's trying to keep up, you gonna be broke. If you really buying all that stuff, I know a lot of y'all is not really buying that stuff. A lot of that stuff is fake too. A lot. Let me tell you something. If you buying fake designer, you smarter than the dudes buying a real designer. I'm just being honest. Sure. The designer stuff that I do have, I got a few pieces. I got a couple pieces. I don't got nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? If I want to step out, I got a couple pieces. Not nothing crazy. I don't got like a closet. I ain't crazy, but I got a few pieces. The dude though that has the fake designer is smarter than the dude that spend the money on a real designer. Cause y'all look the same. Y'all can look the same. I might be able to get up on it, look at the tag, look at the original. Nah, these ain't the real Versace sneakers. The real Versace slippers got the what you call it, the bunny on the back. The real Versace slippers got the bunny on the back. Yours don't got the bunny. Nobody sees this bunny on the back of my Versace slippers to know if this is real or fake. Yeah. It's too far. It's on my feet. Unless they got a phone magnifying glass on my foot. And they can be like, hold on, the Versace's is not the real ones. That's the we got a brokey. Brokey. They got us confused with all kind of shit. We got financial war. We got all kind of they war with us. This is war, bro. This is financial war. They play with us, man. This is war. The quality. That's right. You can't tell. You can't tell with the quality. You can't tell. Yeah, they be wilding with the Balenciagas. They be wilding. I don't know, but yeah, I ain't really focused on that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I be seeing, yo, I be seeing, I be seeing people on the internet like, yo, they got all this designer on getting on the bus. You got wild designer on. That designer you got on could have bought you a car. If it's real, that designer is a car. You heard? And you on a bus. Yo, Monster Bo, what up? You got all that, you got all that designer on, and then you talk about, yo, buy me a slice of pizza. Buy you a slice, you got Balenciagas on. You better rent them Balenciagas out. You better rent them Balenciagas. Them Louis you got on, you can rent them. Let somebody wear them for a day for like $50. You can buy pizza, you can buy whatever you want. Asking people for money and you got designer on. Dudes be in the club doing that. How you in the club and you ain't got no money? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I seen I'm about to go though. I'm about to go. I got a few more minutes. I seen what's his name? Money Wars TV Baller. TV Baller. I see TV Baller is funny, you heard? TV Baller is a funny dude. Check it out. I seen TV Baller do an interview. I mean, do a post. He put a post up there. I forgot who posted it. He said, "Listen, don't come into the night in the section begging. How you out here begging for bottles, trying to beg a dude, and you in a club? How you go to the club to beg? It's weird. It's weird. It's nasty out here. Yeah. Let me tell you something. If my money ain't right, I ain't got it. I am not going nowhere near any clubs. Yo, listen, Tavon Miller said, my father always taught me never be a fly broke man or a fly dirty stink man. Always be clean and smell good and didn't worry about the clothes. Facts. That's a fact, you heard? Oh, they clicked me. Yo, listen, I'm out. Yo, salute. I'm out of here, man. You already know what it is, man. Mr. Hood Love, Mikey. They clipped my sound. I don't know what's going on. I'm off this. Salute, you heard? You already know what it is, man.